Hey there YouTube. So I'm back with a tutorial on how to fix your rear emergency brake pads and put in all new parts and everything. So actually went to AutoZone and I picked up the rear emergency brake pads. Okay, this is what it looks like. Now we're working on a 2006 Chevy Trailblazer, okay, with the 4.2, and this is the one I just recently picked up because I have a 2008 Chevy Trailblazer and I'm a Trailblazer fan. And as you can see, it's up on jack stands right now. Very important that you put the jack stands in the correct positions. I like to put them under the shocks because I'm working on this on the brake system, so the suspension kind of wants to push the wheels down, so that kind of keeps it up good. And I leave the jack under there just enough tension to hold up in case the jack stands fail for any reason. Let's see. Now this is the 2006 Chevy Trailblazer that I picked up. I picked it up near the Canadian border. I paid $800 for it. Tranny and transmission's in great shape. Of course, those Canadians up there, they like to put that undercoat on everything, and that's what they did. So we'll come back to that eventually. But right now, I need to get it ready for inspection. I've already got it registered, and I, got a pretty good deal on it. So now it's time to fix this puppy up, like my 2008. That's sitting right over there. All right. So what you're going to need to take the caliper off in the rear, okay? You don't have to take the actual caliper off. You're going to take the bracket and the caliper off altogether, and you're going to hang it up here with a zip tie, a wire, whatever. You need an 18mm socket, okay? And you're going to need a kind of breaker bar, and I also have my ratchet too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break those bolts because, you know, they've been on there for a long time. Okay, so those are the bolts you want to break, where I got it set right there. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. All right, here we go. Okay, that one came off pretty easy, and then there's one on the bottom down here to get the whole bracket and caliper off. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, well, yeah, that one was on there pretty good too, but I got them broke. All right, now switch over to the ratchet, and we'll continue to take this off. All right. A little windy out here. I apologize for any sub noise from the wind.
Yeah.
So, just about got the first one out. Okay. All right. I think that one's ready to come out. All right. There's one bolt. Okay. Now let's do the bottom. Okay. All right, so I'm going to show you a little problem here. If you look at the socket and the bolt coming out, you see how it's hitting the back over here where my fingers are? And now you can't get the ratchet off. We're going to have to switch over to a ratcheting 18mm wrench, okay? So I'll get that out of my toolbox. So now I have to bring this back in order to get my socket out, okay? All right, got that out. Now let me get my 18mm. All right, here it is. Okay, now we'll use that to take it the rest of the way out because it's pretty darn loose. Okay, now I think I can get it by hand. Just hold this up so you don't rip your brake line here, okay? If you do that, you're gonna have a lot more to do than you want to. Okay, so right now I'm gonna set that there, okay? But I'm gonna zip tie it here, and actually I'm gonna have to do that right now because it doesn't want to stay. You don't want to ruin this hose, okay? So now what you want to do is, instead of taking and putting the zip tie where it locks together, do it reverse, okay? If you do it reverse, then you can take it back out and use it for the other side, okay? All right, let's do this. I'm gonna get it in here. All right, get it in there first. You might have to just, you know, kind of curl it up a little bit. All right, and then take your finger and catch it. and bring it through. And anytime you're doing this stuff, guys, make sure you wear safety goggles and all that, okay? It's very important. You know, you don't want to ruin your eyes over something that could have been an easy avoidance. Alright, so now I'm trying to put it backwards so that we can... There we go. So I got it backwards. Now it should stay if you put it backwards, because now it's not connected on that side. Oh, wait a minute. My glove. Okay, there we go. Now, when we're done, you can just pull that out and use it for the other side. All right, so now we can take this off. Now, if you can't get this off with ease, there are two bolt holes that are threaded right here, okay? I'm not sure what the size is, but you're just trying to find a bolt that will fit in there, and that will help you tighten those in sequence back and forth to get this to come off evenly, okay? Now, that came off with ease, okay? Check the inside here, make sure it's nice and smooth where your brake pads go, and it seems pretty good to me, okay? So we won't have to replace that. All right, so here's your brake pads. Now, they don't look too bad, but I'm tearing into it, I might as well replace them. I'm not gonna, you know, use old parts. I'm not that type of person, okay? Now, all the stuff that you have to replace is in this bag over here. You can get it at AutoZone. I think it was like 20 bucks, and it's got everything you need for replacing all the parts in here, and I'll show you as I go, okay? Let's see here. It looks like, okay, so these are connected that way, and then you just kind of pull it off this way, okay? And that's your old one. That's as easy as it is to get it off, all right? Now what you want to replace, you see this little clip right here? Okay, this one don't look bad, but like I said, I've got all new parts. And here's the clip right here, that gold piece, okay? That's what I'm gonna replace that with, okay? You're gonna replace this, okay, in here, okay? And it looks like it's just screwed together. So let's see what happens here when I take it apart. Okay. Okay. That looks, yeah. Okay, I see what's going on here. Okay, so you back that out, and it don't even look like you might even have to do that. There's this clip that's holding this in. Okay, let's see. I think maybe, let's see here. Yeah, wow, that's kind of stuck. Let's see. Let's see how this one works. Don't have new ones in there. Let's see if it has. Oh, yeah, it came with the brake pads. It looks like. Yeah, that's the same as that. No, it ain't. So it looks like you're gonna have to reuse that. Oh no, here's the clip. Right here. That's the clip we want to take off. All right, so it looks like you just pull it out. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, it looks like we have to back this wheel off. It is threaded on the other side. So let's see what we got here. Let's see if it comes off. Yep. Okay, so loosen it up, and it should. Yep. You just got to keep working it and unthread it. Okay. All right. It seems to be getting easier now. Yeah. Oh no, maybe I'm going the wrong way.
Are you going the right way?
Let's see. All right. Well, let's take this one out here and let's see if it's a reverse thread. That might be our problem. I might be tightening when I'm supposed to be loosening. So this is the piece I'm trying to take out right here. So basically this is what's happening. It's like that, okay? So let's see here. If I go this way, it tightens. Okay, so it's not a reverse thread, so you got to keep going this way until it backs out from the bottom bolt here, okay? So let's see what we got here and work on it. All right, just keep, you know, just kind of keep tapping it with your screwdriver until it comes really loose where you can do it with your fingers. Okay. Me, I'm very particular on when I replace things. If I'm gonna do it, I don't do things half-ass. And excuse my language, but I'm the type of person is very anal with his vehicle, and I don't play around. If you're gonna do something, do it right. You know what I mean? Just wanted to put that out there. So I've already inspected this, and that's why I'm not replacing the rotors or anything like that, because everything is in good condition except for the emergency brakes don't work. And all right, now it's backing out. Okay, it's a little tight, so you have to keep doing it. I'm using a little small pair of channel locks I have. Okay. Let's see here. All right, so I figured it out, guys. So the clip goes in here like that, and this thing just pulls right out. That's all it does. It sits in there. It does not screw into the other one, it seems to be. Nope. See, this way, this style here was like this. Okay, so it just went together like that with the clip in there.
There was no threads.
Yeah, there's no threads on the this is original equipment, so we're going to be replacing it with a little bit better setup. Okay, now I'm going to take this clip out here, okay, and once I get that clip out there, then we're going to spray it with brake cleaner, okay. And when you use brake cleaner, you always use a mask, okay. So don't, because it can cause cancer, okay. I use it a lot, so I know how to protect myself from breathing it in, because it's very toxic to your body. Okay, guys? All right. Guys, I'm back. To take this clip out right here, you need an 8mm short socket. I'm using a 1/4-inch drive. Okay, so you want to take that clip out and replace it with the new one. Okay, and always remember what you're doing, how you take it out, because you got to put it back in reverse. Okay, so I'm gonna get this out, we're gonna get it all cleaned up, and then we'll come back.
So now he's cleaning everything with the brake cleaner, and I make sure to get back. You don't want to bring that stuff in at all. Very toxic. Gets all the loose rust out of there, cleans it all up.
So now you notice all that dirt. That dirt right there also is brake dust, which is not good for you to breathe in. And as you noticed, I was covering my mouth and my nose like this while I was doing it. Okay, because I don't have any masks. I should have bought some, but that's okay. So now we're gonna clean this a little bit more. Let's see here. Okay. We have all right, I want to see if the brake cable is working okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean it some more in the back here. Okay.
It does not smell good.
So what we got here is I cleaned it. Okay, now before I put any parts back, I want to check the cable and make sure it's working. So when you pull up on your brake, okay, what it does over here, you see this spring right here, okay, and this lever. This is what activates your emergency brake and pushes your brakes out and keeps your wheel from turning, okay? So I'm gonna lift up on the lever and you guys are gonna watch this and see if it works, okay? Here I go. Yep. That works good. That's what I wanted to see. All right, now we're gonna get it, we're gonna start putting some stuff back in. I wanna make sure that everything's clean here and oiled, and when you start putting this stuff back together over here, okay, in here you have to put white lithium grease, okay? That keeps all the parts moving really good, okay? And your kit does come with the white lithium grease, okay? You use half of this in here and then the other half for the other side, okay? So I'll put the white lithium grease in and then we'll come back and show you what I did. All right, so I got the white lithium grease in there, okay? You fill each side of the hole, all right? You put enough in there so that it, you know, everything moves perfectly when you're doing it, okay? Or when the brakes are activated. So now you want this, okay? So this gets threaded in there like this, okay? And we're gonna leave it open about yay much. Okay, see how much I got it open? All right. And then this one with no threading on it at all goes on the other side. So you put this in here like that, and then you put this in there like this, okay? So when the emergency brake is activated, it should push those out, okay? And let me make sure. Oh, I almost forgot. See, even I'm not perfect. We got to put these clips in too. This ensures that it doesn't fall out when the emergency brake is activated. See the lithium grease? You want all that on there, okay? Okay, it seemed to have instilled itself there, so we'll just spread it there. Yeah, I think maybe we'll do that. Okay. All right, so let's put this clip in. All right, and that should clip right into there, and it's not. Here we go. All right, let me see here. Okay. There we go. Okay. Then you put this in there. Okay. All right, make sure everything twists good. Okay. Oh, I see what that is. You got to push this in to activate the wheel, or otherwise you can't turn it. Okay. Ah, now I get it. All right. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to check and see if that activates that. Didn't do anything. Yes, it did. See? It pushed it out. See how there's a space there? Okay. That's what we want. All right.
Is it supposed to be loose like that?
Well, no, because when we put the new brakes in, it'll hold that all together.
Okay.
All right, so I released the brake. Now it should go back in. See how it went back in? All right, so that's working. I'm happy with that. Okay, so now I got to put the new clip on down here, install the new brakes, and then we'll make our adjustments, and I'll show you how to do that. And then we'll be ready to go. Here's the clip out of the kit that I showed you earlier, guys, okay? This right here is what you're going to use to hold your brake shoes in. What it does is it goes like this, okay? Sorry, it holds it like that, so it can't lift out, okay? So I'm going to install this right here. Like I was showing you earlier, this one here is just about the same as the one I pulled off, okay? And Like I'm particular, I like all new parts, so this way here I know when I put it back together we won't have any problems. Okay, so now you take the brake shoes and you slide it over the axle lug pattern there. And then you put that in, slide it in, and then clip it into that, and now you're all set. You got brand new brakes, okay? Now I filled this in with lithium grease all the way through, okay guys? You want to make sure you keep this well lubed because I don't, you know, I guess it depends where you live, but where I live, rust is a big issue. So I filled it up with lithium grease, and you can see it all right here, okay? Now we're going to make some adjustments. I'm going to adjust it with this star wheel, which now what you have to do is you have to grab yourself a small screwdriver, and let me see what I got here. All right. This ain't small, but let's see if it'll work. So what you want to do is you want to push that, see how I'm doing that? That clip right there that you just installed, you want to push that back so that you can move this with ease, okay? So then we'll take that, push that back, and then we want to, I think we want to go down with it. All right, let's see here. Actually, let's check with the space we got there now. Let's see how this fits on. Okay. You want it nice and snug. Okay, see how it doesn't really want to go on? Okay. Okay, so see how it went on with ease? No good. So we got to make that a little bit tighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it the easy way. Release that, and I'm going to pull this out just a little bit more. Okay. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. We'll pull that out a little bit more. Now let's put it back together. All right. And then this is like got a spring tension to it. Oh, there's one other thing I needed to show you guys on this. Okay. You see these little slots right here? Okay. These little slots got to line up with the brake like this right here. See how it's lined up? This one isn't. So we're going to push this one over so it's lined up. There it is. Hear it click in? All right, now we're good. Now we can move this around. All right, now let's try putting it on again and see how easy it is or how hard it is. Okay. Oh, too easy. So we got to go more. So I'm going to bring this down. Okay, we're gonna bring that out quite a bit because I want to make sure that after I put this together the brakes are going to work. Okay, all right, make sure everything's lined up, the slots. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. Now you make sure you push that up so it gets the bottom clip there. Okay. All right. Let's see what it looks like now. Okay. Now it's going on with a little bit harder, and this is what we want right here. Okay. All right. So you see how it turns? You can hear it dragging a little bit. That's okay. All right. Now let's put the emergency brake on and see what it does. Now, I shouldn't be able to turn this, okay? And I think I'm going to go a little bit more because I'm not liking it. Okay. let's see here. I want to test this. Okay, you don't have to push that clip in. I was wrong about that. All right. Ah, there's Auntie Lucy. All right, guys. So what I found out is there's a little pin that goes in here that goes against the bar that goes in the back there. Okay, and there's a little divot in that bar. Okay, and what you need to do. Let me see if I can find the other one here. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Okay. Let me just clean it off. Okay. In your kit, there comes this little rod. Okay. That little rod goes in there. Okay, against the lever activator, and you'll see the divot that this little piece fits into. You put that in there, and it hits in the back of that hole. So basically, what happens is it's going to go in like this. Okay. You put that in there, and then it sits up against that rod. So now he'll activate the brakes, and you'll see what it does. See how it spread it out? Okay, go ahead and release it. Okay, see how it went back in? All right. I did have to space it a little bit right there because it was too loose. I'm sure it's going to work very well now, and so what we're going to do is we're going to put this drum back on / rotor and get all the caliper part pieces put back on. Then I'm going to go to the other side and do it. And it's the same procedure over there, okay guys? Make sure you use white lithium grease, and that's basically how you replace your emergency brake pads and all the pieces that go with it, okay? And don't forget about your clip down there. That's what holds your brake pads, your brake from coming out, okay? And I think that's about it. Anybody has any questions, leave me some comments. And please subscribe. Thank you.